Today I'm torn. It's like when you have friends coming to your home and these two friends don't get along. At a certain moment in time, you just feel neither of your friends is with reason, but you love them both and you want to be with them both. On one side, I've got Cruising with Ben and David. They produce fantastic videos on cruising. It's amazing. Great job. On the other side, I've got MSC Cruises, particularly MSC Yacht Club, which for me is a delightful experience cruising with them. On social media, this went viral, and the conversation is as if it was censorship. I don't think it was censorship, and let me tell you why. Let's be honest, and all the YouTubers out there say this. The cruises are fully booked. They are booked until next year. Since the pandemic, now everybody wants to cruise. US and Europe are quite different markets for cruising. One thing that is very, very different between the US and Europe is regarding privacy. Privacy laws in Europe are very protective of every individual rights to remain private. While the cruises in the US have a port outside of the US so that the cruise is considered international and therefore don't abide by the US regulations, will fall within the flag Panama, typical for cruise ships. In Europe, particularly the cruise that Ben and David were on is 100% within European Union, and it flies with the flag of Malta, which needs to abide European law regulations. Privacy laws are tough in Europe. If you violate privacy, the company is liable for what happens. Ben and David and several YouTube channels mentioned that they bought the ticket, so they have the right to film like any other passenger. Yes, you can film if you are on vacation mode and you are filming for recreation and vacation, not professionally. For professionally, you have to abide the same ways like a TV channel, a news channel have to abide when they are filming somebody. They need to get pre-authorization. Now, in the video of Ben and David, there is no mention if they got or not this pre-authorization to be able to film while on board. And when you are filming, when you are on board, you have to publicly announce the locations you will be doing. As to the people that are navigating in the same cruise can avoid those areas to avoid being in the film, even if it was not your intention to film these people. A company being liable for privacy violations has pretty damn fines in Europe. For you to know, it is 4% of the global turnover of the company with a minimum of 20 million euros. For a company the size of MSC Cruises, which has a global turnover of 86 billion euros, that would mean a fine of 3.5 billion euros. Why do I bring the privacy? On MSC Yacht Club, it is a very upscale, and people that want a certain level of privacy do prefer these areas of the ship as compared to the other areas. It's just a matter that people want to have this more reclusive and luxury experience on the yacht club. It is quite normal to have a politician, a diplomat, somebody that is a public figure. And a public figure will want some privacy. They can be there with their family and they want to protect the privacy of their family, or they can be there with somebody else and they want to have the privacy of being able to be with that somebody else and not being caught on camera, even if it is not intentional. The YouTubers need to get pre-authorization, particularly if they are using heavy-duty equipment for filming. Now, Ben and David did say that they were trying to film with the small cameras. From what I saw on the videos they themselves produce, they use pretty heavy equipment, which can be perceived as heavy-duty professional video cameras. Let's be honest, they are there with the intent to film, to then make that video footage publicly available, then they are probably, or with a high level of certainty, potentially violating the privacy of somebody. It doesn't have to be intentional. I do like the approach that I've seen from some YouTubers. Tony on Lali the Loco, he is querying, should be banned, should we not be banned? Gary Bembridge from Tips for Travels, He keeps his head calm and does explain what he does to make sure that he falls within these privacy schemes. Talking with the companies beforehand, when you board, advising that you are there, you are a YouTuber, and you will want to get some footage. He particularly uses very small devices, a mobile phone and an Insta360 camera, which are fairly small, and a lot of vacationers use those devices. He doesn't use professional grade video equipment. There are always two sides to the coins. We just need to understand, and we need to understand that some guests at the yacht club, they do want their privacy, and the company MSC Cruises is obliged to satisfy the requirement of privacy of these customers. Usually MSC, and from my experience with MSC Yacht Club, it has been an amazing experience. The crew is fantastic. I do agree, potentially there is always a bad communication, things are misinterpreted, management doesn't necessarily treat the things the best way. I did do my fair share of complaints when traveling with MSC Yacht Club, and particularly in the MSC World Europa, which Ben and David did, but everything got sorted. And I do know that some employees do take it very, very literally, what is told to them. So if they told them, tell Ben and David they can't film, they will go there and tell Ben and David, you can't film. And I do understand Ben and David to feel traumatized by the situation. But I just think that probably there is more behind the story than what we saw. Anyway, Ben and David did make a good review of MSC Yacht Club, and that is what you should be linked to if you are a vacationer, if you are a passenger, if you are a leisure cruise. If you are a YouTuber, it's probably not good news, but we do need to abide by privacy regulations. We can't just because we feel we are YouTubers that we are entitled to film everything and make it public. When you buy a ticket to go to the theater, that does not give you the right to film that show and show to everybody else and make that show public. By the way, Ben and David, after Rome, the ports would be Sicily in Italy and Valletta in Malta. Those are such beautiful ports, particularly Valletta, Malta. It is amazing, beautiful. You guys would have done an amazing documentary. It is so beautiful, and you could just walk around it, no need even to take a bus. This is my simple view. There is always two sides of the matter. I love Ben and David. I love MSC Yacht Club. I will continue watching Ben and David's videos, and I will continue traveling with MSC Yacht Club. If you want more stories about what is behind the scenes and what is not apparent, things that are not what they seem, check this video on online scams.